I just don't understand. What happened to poems being poems? What is this nonsense? What a bunch of lies. Welcome back to Penguin Modern Journey Through the Box, the series where I read every single book in this box and I tell you all about them. This is episode 8, can you believe that? And it's been a while since I've done one of these because I've just been very lazy. Like, I have read them, but I've been very lazy to record them, but now is the time. Again, episode 8. Today we're going to go through books 36 to 40. So I do like 5 books per episode. And if I haven't introduced myself yet, hi, my name is Daniela and I love books, which is why I'm doing this. So let's just go straight into it. By the way, I do have like a reading journal where I note down like all of my books and like the points I give them. So I am going to glance at it from time to time. So just, you know, it's my reading journal right here. So let's go into it. First book is book 36. So we have, well, let me put it here. We have Leaving the Yellow House by Saul Bellow. This here, and this says, a stubborn, hard-drinking elderly woman living in a desert town finds herself faced with an impossible choice. In this caustically funny, precisely observed tale from an American prose master. And I don't think this was translated, nope. And this is just 1 star, it's like I can't talk. This is just one story. Usually these Penguin books have multiple ones. It's not the case in this one. And I hated this one. I gave it a 1 star because there was nothing I liked about this. The main character is this woman and we meet her when she drives her car into a ditch because she's very, very drunk. And it just talks a little about her and like where she lives. She lives in this very old yellow house that she just luckily got in the will after the person that previously lived there, the owner, left it to her. And it's just, the book is a mess. It's just the ramblings of an alcoholic. There's nothing interesting about this. Like, the neighbors are fine, but I don't understand why they tolerate her, even though the majority don't. And it's just, the book goes nowhere. There's no character progression. You can't even say that the character is so bad that it's so good. It's just bad from start to the end. So I gave this a 1 star. It was the first book of the year for me as well, and I hated it. I hated it so much. So this was book 36, Leaving the Yellow House by Saul Bellow. Now let's go to the next book. We have book 37. This is The Cracked Looking Glass by Katherine and Porter. And on the back of this, it says, a passionate, unfulfilled woman considers her life and her marriage in this moving novella by one of America's finest short story writers. I don't know what it was with the beginning of the year, but I gave this a 1 star, 1 star rating as well. I hated it. I disliked it. There's nothing about these books that I liked, and like 1 star is the lowest I will go. So it was bad. I hate not finishing books, which is also the reason I finished it, because otherwise I wouldn't have. But this is just the story of a woman, like it says on the back. She has a very unfulfilled life and marriage. So one day she tells her husband, I'm going to visit my sister in New York because she's sick or something like that. And she takes this whole ride and she's like, I need money to buy a new coat because I can't go in New York and like look bad or something like that. I honestly don't remember because I didn't care that much for it. But she gets to New York and this might be a spoiler, by the way. So this whole video is a spoiler. So if you don't want to look, just watch the video after you finish the book. But she goes to New York and she doesn't find her sister because she went there with no address, no directions, nothing. She was just like, I'm sure I'll find her. She doesn't. And then she meets this young man on a car ride or in a bus or something, or she asks for direction and he kind of flirts or something like that. And she's like, this is preposterous. Something stupid like that. And then she just goes back to her husband that she hates for no goddamn reason, because he's not even that bad. At least from what we find out about him, he's just fine. But whatever. And the whole thing about the title, like the cracked looking glass, is it's mentioned both in the beginning and in the end, that I think in their kitchen, like the door that leads from the kitchen to the outside, I think there's like the window of the door has a crack, and before she leaves town, she's like, I should buy another glass for the window, or I'm not entirely sure, but I thought there'd be more meaning to it, but it wasn't. It was just stupid. I did not like this book. I did not understand this book. I think it tried to be more pretentious than it ought to be, because frankly, there was nothing to it. So this is book 37, Through the Cracked Glass, and I did not enjoy this one bit. So let's go to the next book. Next book is book 38, and this is Dark Days by James Baldwin. And this book says, drawing on Baldwin's own experiences of prejudice in an America violently divided by race, these searing essays blend the intensely personal with the political to envisage, you understand, a better world. Now, I do want to point out that my print, I don't know if all prints are like this, but my print is wrong, because like the book ends and then for some reason it starts again, but it's not anything new, it's just the same pages. So either they needed more pages or it's just a printing mistake. I think it's a printing mistake, because usually if they need more pages, they just leave them blank, but you know, but that's not important at all. Dark Days has 3 short stories. It has Dark Days, The Price of the Ticket, and The White Man's Guilt. And I gave this book 5 stars. I loved it. I thought it's just so well written. He tackles issues of race and just discrimination in America particularly. And he talks about his journey through life, how he got a lot of opportunities, but also how he became a professor. At least in the first short story, he's like became a professor, and now is like surprised how the young people are so open to talking about race and being more educated. Throughout the whole book, he has such good quotes, and by that I mean such good ideas that unfortunately are very prevalent today. It's just such a shame. But like one of the ones I really liked was, there was not then nor is it there now a single American institution which is not a racist institution. And there's also one, this is one, a mob is not autonomous. It executes the real will of the people who rule the state. I thought that was such a brilliant point. I was like, wow, he's right, like 100%. And it's just such a good book. It definitely educates you more on like issues of racism and just again discrimination. One thing I liked about it is usually these kind of books tend to be very like academic and harsh and a lot harder to digest. This was so easy to read. Like the way his narration just flows on the page. The only times you have to stop is like to underline the ideas that he has and that you want to remember, because it's such a fast read. Like I read it in a day. I thought it was such a brilliant book. Again, I gave it 5 stars and I love this book. I definitely recommend this. This is one of the books I fully recommend. So if you're going to pick a book from this collection, please pick this one as well. And yeah, I hope you're really going to enjoy it. So this was Dark Days by James Baldwin. Now let's go to the fourth book. Is book number 39. This is Letter to My Mother by George Simenon. And on the back this says, George Simenon's stark confessional letter to his dead mother explores the complexity of parent-child relationships and the bitterness of things unsaid. Now, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Again, I thought this was such an interesting book. The fact that it's like it says on the title and in the back, it's a letter he addresses to his mother that has already passed away. And it's so interesting because it feels like we're glancing at his conversation with his mother, and there's so much bitterness there. There is just a lot of confusion, but in the same time, there is also forgiveness. He didn't have, like, his mother was quite the character. They didn't have the best relationship. She always, like, he points out how as he grew, he became more and more successful and he was able to afford a lot of things. Yet his mother still insisted on acting poor. Like, when he was a young boy, they were very poor, so his mother had to be very witty and trying to find different ways to make things work. But once he became like famous and rich and all that and was able to afford better things, his mother still took pride in being poor, or at least wanted other people to think that she was poor and resourceful in a way. There was a lot of like in the book, there was times when either the author or his wife bought her like new clothes. I think his wife, like, I don't know, something about something new, either clothes or bed sheets or something, and threw away the mother's old one because they were like looking like rags. And the mother still insisted on getting those out of the trash and wearing them, not for any like sentimental reasons, just for the fact that she wanted to appear as a certain character. Now, that's the way I interpreted it. Obviously, it could be other things. What else? He talks about his mother's funeral, about all the people that visited, how everything seems so strange to him and unfamiliar. A lot of people that he knew but also never knew before. He talks about how his mother was like the youngest, I think, of a very large family, and that all the kids at that point were very big compared to her. What else? Because there were some parts I underlined. Let me see. Oh, this is the quote I really liked from this book, like the one I think I liked the most. And it says, "Every life is marked by companionships, some of long, some of brief duration. It's only at the final accounting that we can sum up and appraise the effect they have had on our destinies." I thought that was such a good quote. I really like that. So I gave this book a 4.5 stars. It didn't quite reach 5 stars for me, but 4 again is a fantastic rating. Like, to give 5 stars, I have to like really like it. So for me, 4 stars is also very, very good. So this was Letter to My Mother by George Simenon. And also I forgot to say, this is translated by Ralph Mannheim. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but this was the 4th book we're going to talk today, and the last one is book 40. This is Death the Barber by William Carlos Williams. The fact that his name is William twice is just so cruel. Why would your parents name you your last name? It just makes no sense. This is a collection of poems. As you can see, it's just this is like this whole book. Obviously, poems. Poems are a thing I hate, especially in this collections. There's not one book of poems that I enjoyed. They're so difficult to enjoy, and I don't know. I even wrote in my reading journal that this book has 39 poems, and there was only one that I enjoyed. The name of that one is This Is Just to Say. So let me find it. Here we go. So this is just to say, I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me, they were delicious, so sweet and so cold. Somehow it doesn't even feel like a poem. Like all of these, it's just a bunch of words someone decided to publish and other people decided to pay for, because I just don't understand what happened to poems being poems. What is this nonsense? But yeah, also every time I think of plums, Marvel has Pavloved me into thinking of Bucky, but that is not important right now. This is the last book we're going to talk about, and I hated it. I don't think I read you the back. So this said, filled with bright, unforgettable images, the deceptively simple work of William Carlos Williams revolutionized American verse and made him one of the greatest 20th century poets. What a bunch of lies. What does it even mean? I don't believe you. Unforgettable images. What images? One of the poems is numbers. What? Ridiculous. But I guess everyone is that when you write it on the back of the book. So, yeah, this was book 40, The Death the Barber. I did not like it. Again, 1 star. It was not worth my time. So overall, in all of these 5 books, there were only 2 that I enjoyed. Letter to My Mother and Dark Days. The other ones all scored 1 star. I didn't even realize it. God, out of 5 books, 3 of them got 1 star from me. That is crazy. I didn't even put it into perspective like that. But this was today's reading. If you read any of them, please let me know what you thought about them. Did you like them, any of them? What about the ones I rated 1 star? What did you think about them? Because honestly, there's only hate in my heart for them. Not even hate, because hate would mean I think of them. There's pure ignorance. So this was episode 8 of Penguin Modern Journey Through the Box. We still have 10 books to go, so 2 more episodes, and then I'm going to do an episode where I talk about the best books in the collection. I don't know yet if I'm going to do the worst books. If you want to know, let me know, because it's just, there's so many. And I don't know if people want to like listen about the worst books in this collection. I understand the best, but like the worst. So let me know. Again, if you liked it, give it a like, comment below, and please consider subscribing, because I will have more videos about this book, and I have an entire playlist with the books I have talked previously, and I also have the Penguin Classics books. I'm still thinking of a like zingy name for the series. And I will start reading those at one point too. So if you have a zingy name, please let me know, and I will leave you here. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.
I just give the earth my soul. Hear my thoughts bounce off the walls.